And yeah, he was. I literally carried him out. Then that's when he came here because he couldn't have any other choice. But within not even a month of me having Dad here, I bought vacant property, and I said it. My water comes from springs. I don't have city water or anything like that. I have my cabins, but at that time I built my house back against the woods, and my bedroom was glass. I had big plate glass windows. I liked the woods. I liked to be able to see the woods. I had a door in there, and I would just put the windows up, and I didn't have to have an air conditioner because I have a big creek and the water from the springs, and it stays cool. And like I said, I brought Dad, and it just wasn't a month. And the first night, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. The smell woke me up because I had my doors and windows open, and it was like the really yucky. When I first woke up, I thought, oh man, the septic line has broke or something, because that's how bad it was. And I didn't see anything, I didn't see anything, and then the smell went away, and so I thought, okay, well, maybe it's coyotes. Coyotes stinks. The next night again, still didn't see anything. The third night, because you got to think, my whole wall is glass. And then my door beside my bed, it had the old time screen door in it, just screen. It don't have glass. It's like with the little latchy thing, the old time. And it was open, and there between that screen door and that big window, I see the black shadow, the shape. Well, I got up and closed my door because my first thought was because we have bear here, a coyote, bear, bobcat, and I thought it's a bear, and still, went on through the night. But the next night, I would have to go at midnight. I would go down and put Dad to bed. He wouldn't go to bed till midnight because he wanted to watch the news. He had his routine and all that. So, but I would walk from my house, which was just short distance, to the trailer where he was at. And of course, I carry a gun. I'm in the woods, so I got coyotes, and so I carry a pistol. And as I come out, I'd left a big, huge cedar tree in the edge of my yard, basically for shade. I love my trees and my woods. And I seen a dark figure there behind that tree, and I got a whiff. And again, in my mind, I'm thinking, it's a bear. I'm like, oh, there's a bear there. So I didn't run, I did what I've been taught. I moseyed on, and I get in the house, and Dad goes, what in the world's wrong with you? You done went crazy or what? I was like, there's a bear out there, Dad. He said, you show me. Where's there a bear? And I had to help him to the door. And he looked out, and he goes, you leave him alone, he'll leave you alone. He's not doing anything but watch him. And I said, it's clicking in my head. I said, Dad, you mean to come here? And he said, yeah, he's just watching. So every night, stand there, I'd go at midnight, and it would stay there till around 3 a.m. And it would just stand. I watched to see. Never bothered anything. Never heard anything. And then it went on about 3 months. And again, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I hear these outrageous, horrible screams, like an elephant trumpeting, and the horrible, like growls. And of course, I jump up and I run to the door. And I have a British Enfield. It's a 303, and I've got armor piercing shell. I can blow up a block. It sits there, but I didn't pick it up. I just went out the door. I'm thinking, what the hell? When I moved Dad, he had a hog left. It was a sow, and now she's a big, full-grown sow hog, about 400 pounds. It's a big hog. So you know how high her pen had to be. But when she came up, she's way taller than I ever dared to be. I'm only 5'3". And but I heard that, and I went down. When I go down, I have a creek and a bridge I have to cross. Her pen was down by that. And I went down. I was there by the pen, and I'm still hearing them screaming, like up in the woods, like I said, I'm surrounded by woods. And in my mind, I'm thinking, hey, dummy, you're out here. Nobody knows you're out here. Dad can't get out to help you. I'm barefooted in a nightgown, no gun. For some stupid reason, the person that carries a gun to go to the bathroom don't have a gun. So I get back to the house. So I go back in, and that's screaming and screaming. And I stood at the door. And when I moved, Dad had it was a bull mass and a pit bull mix, old Jake, and he was an old dog, but he's a big dog. And that I hear that go through the pig, past where the pig pen was, and through the creek and down to the bottom properties where the chicken coops were. And I hear the crashing, and then I hear Jake scream. Now my inclination is, you go help the dog.
Right.
I was at the door, and I'm not a fearful person. I mean, I go to the woods. I do what I couldn't go out the door. It was like if something physically stopped me from going through that door.
Right.
I could not move. And I hear him screaming and screaming. And then I hear it screaming and growling. And then it moved on down. When you go down the road, like I said, we're still in the country. But if you go on down, at the end of the road, there's an older lady she's passed away now, but she lived there. And she had little dogs. And she called the cops. And here, they came out, and the deputy's like, oh, you just heard coyotes. It's coyotes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, whatever you think. And I ain't going to argue about it, but no coyote I ever heard. And I've lived in the country my whole life. But it traveled up through, all the way up. It went on up about 6 miles on up. You go back in a holler, and that's where my daughter lives at the end of that. That's where her home is. Behind that is 400-acre woods. It's not been touched in well over 200 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually part of the Shawnee grounds. We don't own it. Of course, we don't own it no more. It was taken and sold over. That's where it ended up at. But all the way up through there, people's dogs, it wasn't just, me hearing it or whatever. The dogs were being attacked. And that's where he ended up at.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.